Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Call of Duty Warzone, Valorant. What do all of these games have in common? Well, you might think that they're all free to play, or maybe they're all FPSs, but that's not the only thing. In fact, it's a cause of another one of these games' similarities: an abundance of cheaters.
Guy, just to let everyone know, this guy has leveled up from level 1 to 19 just cheating and hasn't been banned.
But one game rises above the rest when it comes to this ongoing issue, and that one is Call of Duty Warzone. The cheating is so bad, in fact, that it's even causing pro players and popular content creators to even step away from the game for good. What's going on, ProGuides? Kangas here with an update on all the cheating going around in Call of Duty Warzone. So why has the cheating become so unbearable for Warzone players? Well, in spring of 2020, Infinity Ward announced that 700,000 players were banned for cheating. The developers said that they're watching, but it didn't really feel that way in the Warzone community. The banning seemed to come a bit too late, and it didn't seem to make a difference in how many cheaters players were running into. The cheating was becoming so unbearable that console players were beginning to turn off crossplay just to avoid PC players with hacks. And competitive players on Xbox and PlayStation didn't even have a way to report cheaters because of the crossplay. Instead of feeling ignored by Infinity Ward and being trapped with more hacky-happy PC players, they just resorted to shutting off crossplay altogether. The experience was just too unbearable. Because of this, a lot of console players were left with longer queue times as they waited to join games. The game would even advise PlayStation players to turn on crossplay in order to find games a bit easier. This would cut the wait down to a few seconds rather than a few minutes. For Xbox players, it seemed at times that turning off crossplay wasn't even an option. PC players, of course, had no choice but to keep playing with these hackers. The growing frustration led the majority of the Warzone community to just blame Infinity Ward. It really seemed as though the developers weren't doing enough to address the abundance of the cheaters, leaving players to deal with the ongoing frustration and ruined matches on their own.
So I play a lot of Warzone off stream, off YouTube, and in the last 3 or 4 days, I've come up against more cheaters in Warzone than I would like to admit. This footage here is from earlier today, and it inspired me to make this video because I'm kind of getting sick of it now. And I think that if more isn't done about this in a timely fashion, the reputation of the game, the player base in general, this is going to have a massive effect. And I think that Activision, Infinity Ward, Raven, whoever's working on this game could be doing much more to deter these cheaters, to ban them, and to make the majority of the matches that you play fair and without the presence of a cheater.
In response, Infinity Ward announced that they would now require PC players to complete a 2-step authentication process. That was announced in May of 2020. This was seen as a crucial step in the right direction for Infinity Ward. Previously, cheaters would just create new accounts left and right after being banned with no pushback. Developers also updated matchmaking that matched suspected cheaters together. And the best feeling of all, players were also informed when somebody that they reported was banned for cheating. Even though tons of players immediately complained that they were unfairly banned, it overall seemed like a good decision for Infinity Ward. Let's be honest, it was not enough. Unlike Valorant having anti-cheat software Vanguard, Warzone continued to have nothing of the sort in place. Instead, they were relying on players to report each other if someone with a jack got my two-way authentication, which happens a lot.
So to start with, this guy is a level 126. It's not like this is a new account. This guy has been playing for a while to get up to that level, right? That means that the AntiCheat system, the thing that is scanning game files and looking at statistics, obviously isn't working. It's not working. If someone can get to level 126 and obviously cheat as much as this guy's doing, then there's a problem there.
It seemed like cheaters weren't even trying to hide the fact that they were cheating. They had no reason to care. They knew that nothing would ever be done about it, so they were free to shoot through walls and rack up headshots with abandon. Players called upon Infinity Ward to turn off crossplay with PC completely. This would at least allow PlayStation and Xbox to play together without having to deal with the hackers on PCs. That would of course be a temporary fix while developers worked on a way to stamp out further cheating. They also even called for hardware bans. This would make sure that cheaters couldn't create new accounts because they were on the same IP address. This would also stop younger hackers from hacking the game so easily without any issue. Hackers have been such a problem that it's even affected tournaments. A pro named Metzi was recently accused of hacking during a $250,000 Twitch tourney. The Warzone pro proclaimed his innocence, and a thorough investigation of his PC ended up proving that he was most likely innocent. But at that point, it was too late. His team was already kicked from the tournament, even though Tomy apologized for accusing him, even offering Metzi his prize money. But I mean, can you even blame him for thinking that Metzi was cheating? FaZe Clan's Nick Merckx even said that Warzone couldn't rightfully have legit tournaments because the game has no anti-cheat. Content creator Drifter confirmed that the Twitch Rivals tournament was full of cheaters. He even played against them himself. Activision has come forward to state that they have continuously banned waves of people in the thousands. An employee said that no particular cheat will last long without getting detected at some point. But even though he warned cheaters that they'd get banned at some point, it still seems like a chance many are willing to take. And the risk often pays off, with players not being banned for months at a time as they climb up the ranks.
You tend to find them in every single lobby. Often we don't have as obvious proof as you're about to see. It's actually ridiculous. And we're laughing about it, but now when I reflect on it, we're laughing because you either laugh or you cry at how sad it is that this is the state of a game that we used to, love and grind every single day in, day out. And I guess in a way, even though I'm a COD partner, this is a way to reach out to Activision and say this needs to be addressed and really this needs to be fixed. Otherwise, it truly will be the death of the game.
While catching hackers or watching them fail can be satisfying, it's often not enough to ease the frustrations of this ongoing problem. Warzone is still riddled with hackers who have no shame in their game. They know Activision and Infinity Ward won't do anything about it, and that's the most agonizing part of this problem. If they won't listen, who will? How can this problem even be fixed? Let us know what you think below. Have you considered quitting Warzone because of the amount of hackers? Do you think streamers are right to abandon the game at this point, or should they just keep playing to shine a light on the problem itself? If you have an opinion of what should be done, or even what can be done, let us know in the comments below. In the meantime, make sure to always spectate the player that you suspect of cheating after you're eliminated. You'll either just notice blatant cheating, or you might catch them turning cheats off before playing, hoping to hide the evidence from you. If they're standing still for 20 seconds after killing you, you might have been KO'd by a hacker. If a player is easily racking up kills and headshots despite being low level, that also might be another sign of just blatant hacking. If they're using default skins and calling cards, this is again yet another sign that it's either a Smurf account or a hacker's new account. Use COD Tracker to check their Warzone stats if you're unsure. Hackers will often have incredibly high stats, so if those stats seem too good to be true, they're most likely cheating. But that's going to be it for the video. If you enjoyed the content, please leave a like, sub to the channel, and let us know if there's any other controversies that you want us to cover across any other games. Yeah, Warzone's got a lot of problems, but we're sure that there's other controversies out there, so we want to cover them all. Once again, thanks for watching. I've been Kangas, and I'll see you in the next one.